everybody. Welcome into the PHNX Suns pregame show presented by Michelob ULTRA. It's Friday, crack one open and enjoy this Suns game. I'm Lindsay, that's Saul, that's Espo. Flex will be back here in just a minute. Guys, how are you doing?
I'd be better if our building hadn't caught fire the other night and we were in studio, but, it is what it is.
Yeah, that would be cool. But we're at home. I'm not gonna complain about a little remote work. It's all good.
Listen, if there was ever a valid excuse for having to do a show remote, it's that the building caught on fire and you just need to give the building a little bit of a break. The building literally caught on fire at the same time Devin Booker caught on fire. I don't know if that's like an omen, positive or negative. I think it's a good omen. So it's a good omen.
But we can't afford to burn the building down next time, okay, Devin? So
right. Don't go crazy tonight, guys. We need that building.
30 years old. Book's not that.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, tonight the Phoenix Suns continue their road trip, and they'll be facing off against the Indiana Pacers. Of course, we saw this team just 5 days ago on Sunday, but before we dive into that, we do have some flowers to give out. Kevin Durant was named an all-star starter for this year. No surprise here. He will be participating in his 14th all-star. So congratulations to KD. That's a big accomplishment. I love how he was like so chill about it on Twitter as well when he sent out kind of his message of thanks to everybody who voted me in. Can't wait to play. Such a KD response.
He got that extra bread too. Like, I don't care how much money you got. When they give you an extra 1.5 million almost, sheesh, I take it. That's nice. Y'all know about
that's how much he got?
Yeah, he got an extra 1.5 million for making an all-star game.
Okay. I didn't realize it was that much.
Look at it. It's slightly under 1.5. It's like 1.25 or something like that. But still, it's a lot of money. Yeah, KD got bread for making that all-star. I don't know why that's in his contract. He's an all-star every year, but it was. So, yeah, it's nice when you get that and you're a starter and you get some bread and you get to chill with the boys in Indy. Yeah, that's fun.
I don't know if chilling with the boys in Indy is really a highlight, but okay.
Well, no, I mean like that. No, I mean like the talent, like just being around.
Yeah, for sure. But like Indy, bleh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're not. Yeah, I get it.
Actually, I won't dismiss Indy. They do have St. Elmo's Steakhouse, which is pretty legit. So I won't crap all over it. But yeah, I mean, KD's been balling all year. I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's highly respected around NBA circles, and the fans. He's popular with the fans, and that's a big reason why he's in this All-Star game. The coaches, the players, everybody love him. They think he's a premier talent, which he is. And he's one of the best shooters in NBA history. He should be in the All-Star game. He's playing at an all-time level, and he's an MVP candidate. So it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, he deserves it, man. I mean, we just gotta hope my boy Book get in there.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, whatever happens. I'm worried about them continue to play good basketball, and that's what they've been doing. So tonight's gonna be fun. I mean, again, if you start this road trip 2-0, wow, watch out. These guys might go on a low one here. I think these are the two toughest games to start the trip. When I look at the totality of it. So if they can get Dallas and Indy out the way with dubs, man, I'm thinking this team gonna go on one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it interesting. All we hear is these negative narratives when it comes to Kevin Durant, but obviously the fans get it. The fans understand KD. They vote him in. There's none of this drama. Almost the polar opposite of Book, who has to get in because of the coaches. It's like the national fans haven't caught up on that, but at least they got it right with KD, and hopefully the coaches get it right with Book. But I know we'll dive into that a little bit deeper in post-game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, speaking of KD and coaches, Coach Frank Vogel had some really nice things to say about Kevin Durant after Wednesday night's game against the Dallas Mavericks and how he's impacted this Suns team.
That's the beauty of this win, right? Kevin Durant scores 12 points. He had 10 boards, 7 assists, and he's perfectly fine just scoring 12 points because we got the W. We got it in convincing fashion. He really trusts his teammates. They had a mindset. Their defensive game plan was to double team all his pick and rolls and double team him in the post. So he just welcomes that, and it says it's going to be my night to get everybody else more shots. He had 7 assists, but a lot of those were swings where he doesn't get the assist, but he initiated the action, right? He caused the chain reaction, and that's the beauty of what Kevin Durant's doing for our team.
And that's just the beauty of this team as a whole. KD is okay with 12 points because he can impact the game in other ways. When Book's going off, that's fine. And when KD's going off, like we saw against the Pacers on Sunday, the other guys on this team are willing to give him that center stage spot.
Yeah. I mean, they're taking turns and they're doing it wonderfully. I mean, it was a mirror image against the Bulls. KD went crazy. Book took 11 shots. Follow that up. They basically switch roles. Book go crazy. I'm going to take minimal shots, but they're impacting the game. And so, I'm telling y'all, we haven't seen that Brad Beal game yet. I mean, we got close. We had the 37 piece he dropped, but you haven't seen that moment where Brad says, I'm just going to go nuclear and go crazy. And so, man, they're getting more dangerous by the day. And I love that they can play off each other like that.
I mean, that's the number one thing that you're looking for with this team is how they were going to play together, especially the big three. Like, can they concede when, somebody else is cooking? And if they continue to do so, they're going to be able to reach their ceiling wherever that is. And the unselfishness of 3 dynamic scorers is vital to this team. And I think each one of them has taken a back seat at times and allowed the play to just kind of carry itself and let the heat just kind of go where the gap is. And so it's kind of like it's kind of like a backlash. Is that what it is? Backdraft. It's like a backdraft. There you go. It's like backdraft right there, right?
Movie,
so
too. Great movie.
They know exactly where the heat needs to go, and they've all planned accordingly.
Yeah. I think we credit unselfishness a lot, but I also think it's an immense amount of basketball intelligence too. Like, these guys understand when the teammate is, whether it's Book, KD, Beal, when that guy is on a heater, where to get him set up, how to do that, how to lay off themselves. Because some guys, let's be honest, don't have the basketball intelligence, don't understand that, and will just try to get theirs even when another guy's going, Jim or Fredette. I like that they're smart enough to figure out how to make this work and unselfish enough to not care about their own points.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys, let's take a look at the injury report for tonight's game. On the Suns side of things, we did get to remove one name from this list. So Eric Gordon, who was questionable and missed the last couple of games, is available. So he will play in this one. Vogel, unfortunately, remains out as well. Jalen Smith was questionable coming into tonight's game, but he is available. However, Tyrese Halliburton remains out dealing with that left hamstring strain on injury management. So sorry to everyone in the chat asking about Bol. We're not there yet, but Eric Gordon being back can help the Suns bench. I know that's one of the big keys for tonight's game because the Pacers bench contributes night in and night out. We need somebody on the Suns bench to also contribute.
Yeah,
I'd like them to play a full team at some point here with no injuries. So we get the legit big win without Kyrie out the other night. We haven't seen Halliburton in these games. I'd like them to face a full squad, but I'm not going to complain that they don't, and they can maybe get a dub again with a wounded Pacers team. But I would like to see at some point in the near future them take it straight at a team at 100% full strength.
This is just the basketball universe evening things out. At the beginning of the season, we were missing players left and right, and we were playing some good teams here and there, and they took advantage of us. Now it's our turn to kind of take advantage of them for a little stretch. But you are right, Espo. Once we get to like the last, 30 games of the season, I very much would like to see teams at their peak being able to play us at our peak to see where we really fall in this pecking order. And I have nothing but confidence that these games, this 7-game win streak, and hopefully 8 tonight, will provide that confidence and that chemistry boost that they need to be able to carry it out against premier teams, and so this is kind of a right time, right situation thing for the Suns, and I'm looking forward to tonight. And I will say this: Eric Gordon has got to step up. He's got to play much better than he has been. He's struggled from time to time, and he's been a little erratic, and you just don't expect that as much from a veteran. And I think he's played a little bit out of character at times. I expect him to play much, much better as they go forward because they need him to. He needs to be able to help out on that bench. So we'll see how he performs tonight. I'm hoping for a good outcome.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence with the injury thing. I want to see them beat her teams healthy, but I just saw them beat the hell out. They beat the Kings healthy. They beat the Pelicans healthy. And so, yeah, I get it. Mavericks and Pacers the other night. But, basketball is not like 2 + 2 = 4. It doesn't work like that. Like the Pacers got 60 points off their bench. If Halliburton plays, they don't get 60 points off their bench. Maybe it's 35 points, or maybe 40. So it's, you just can't put Halliburton in and think that it's going to change that drastically. I still think the Suns beat that team with Halliburton. They probably don't get the bench production. So yeah, I'm hearing that a lot, and it's kind of pissing me off a little bit. Not from you, Espo, but it's pissing me off a little bit because it's like selective amnesia. And if you're going to bring that up, you got to bring up the fact that we've only played 25% of the year without big three. And so no one was calling that out when we were hurt. So I don't give a damn who plays. Get the dub, and we'll figure all that other stuff out later. They're playing. What's up? Why are you looking?
I mean, we were calling it out.
We were always saying, well, wait for the big three. Wait for the big three. Wait for the big three. So like, I don't agree necessarily with that.
No. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about people saying the Suns stink. The Suns blow it up. The Suns this, Suns that. They're not a contender. They're not a playoff team. They're not real. We were hurt the whole damn time they were saying that. And no one was using that narrative. They weren't going out of their way to say, oh, yeah, Lakers lost 3 times the Suns lost 3 times to the Lakers, but they didn't have Book for 2 of those. And they didn't have Beal for any of those. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're going to, not us, but in general, the narrative, if you're going to point out other injuries, I'd like you to acknowledge ours.
Yeah, and Flex, you're right. Basketball is 2 + 2. Sometimes it's 3 + 2 or 1 + 2. But I agree with you there.
You get what I'm saying.
I really think you're right in terms of externally is why I want them to beat a team at full strength, so everybody else can shut up. I don't care. I think we know what this team is, but I hate the storyline that they're getting luck. I mean, we heard that in the playoff run too, and it's like, no, I just want everything to be copacetic, everything on the table, show what you got here soon to just shut the doubters up. So
yeah,
I think
go ahead, Nick.
I just think the biggest, the most unfortunate part about the injury kind of game within basketball and just sports in general is that, I think people cherry pick who they want to give a little bit of love to and who they don't. You might point to the Suns and be like, oh, well, they haven't beat a team at full strength this year. But then, like you were saying, Flex, they'll also point to the Suns on the flip side and be like, oh, well, the Suns lost to the Lakers. They absolutely suck this season. See, we told you it wouldn't work. It's just unfortunate how certain teams kind of get the short end of the stick when it comes to the injury narrative and other teams don't. Because when you look at, other teams who maybe have gone farther in the playoffs than people thought, and they're like, yeah, but their path was easy. It was like, well, you take what you're given. Yeah. You just play who's in front of you. But if we talk about it from a Suns perspective, it's like, nah, that doesn't really count.
That's a great point.
I don't get it.
When we went to the finals, that's all we heard. Oh, you got this team without that guy. You got the Clippers without Kawhi. You got this, you got that. But the Nuggets beat us without damn near Chris Paul the whole series, and Ayton missing a vital elimination game. Chris Paul played 1 game in that series. Got hurt in game 2.
I'd argue that Ayton missed the entire series anyways, but
okay.
That's a different argument.
You throwing shots.
To quote Office Space, I'll just say I don't think he was missing it, Saul.
True.
Y'all crazy.
Also, somebody in the chat said they're at the game, and there's hella Suns fans at the game right now. So
I
that's
love that.
Love that.
Yeah, we got tagged in something on Twitter. I think I need to go look at it. I saw it briefly before we started the game. Somebody sent us a tweet from out there. So cheer loud, you guys. Make it real fun, and then come hang out with us post game and tell us all about it.
Hopefully, Pascal Siakam don't get you kicked out.
I think they should be okay in Indy. Maybe,
Yeah.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Hopefully.
All right. So outside of bench production tonight, what are you guys looking for as a key for tonight's game?
Which one of the big three is going to step up? Which one's going to get that heater? Who's going to drop 50 tonight? You know what I mean? Like, it's been kind of a fun game to play these last several games, to watch, KD and Book kind of go back and forth. And, I think we're all thinking it like, okay, when's Brad getting his? Like, when's Brad going to drop that 40? You know what I mean? So, somebody's got to join the 40-40 party. It's kind of like me and Flex, and then Espo joins. You know what I mean? We're waiting for Espo to join the 40-40 club. Let's go, baby.
You're right. Come on, Espo, man. Have that game, bro.
I hit 40 back in November.
I was like, I thought he just turned 40, didn't he? He did just join.
That don't get you in the club, though. Like,
no, the book ones get me in the club, and you haven't got me those. So eventually I'll get in the club. Thank you very much. For me, look, just take care of defense. You've played defense well during this stretch. Can continue to commit to that. Preferably commit to it for all 4 quarters, but if it's only going to be 2 or 3, fine, like they have over the last few. But look, the defense, I think, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, I'm with you, Espo. It's the defense. We'll get to that part of the show soon, but I'm pounding that under again tonight. Like, I've been rocking that under with them this whole streak, and they've been pretty much on point. So it's all defense with this basketball team, and it's dangerous because they're playing defense now. And earlier in the season, they were playing better to start games, but couldn't finish. Now they're complete opposite. They start games slow, and then they turn it up when to finish. And to me, that's a scary dynamic because they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure out how to do it for 48 minutes. And when they do that, sheesh. So tonight's all about defense. Let the defense set the tone, and hopefully one of these guys gets loose again, and we got a little dub.
Well, Frank Vogel was asked about his defensive process prior to the game. Thanks to our PHNX contributor for the evening, Stephen Pridgeon-Garner. You guys might know him on X at StayTrue S.3. If you don't, make sure you give him a follow. But here's what Frank Vogel had to say about it.
Hey, Coach, it feels like over the last 2 weeks or so, there's been a shift in your defensive process. Some of it might be just more attention to detail, but I was wondering, how receptive have you felt your team's been to more like scheme versatility and things of that nature?
Yeah, they're growing more and more comfortable with our schemes, and I'm growing more and more comfortable with how to use our personnel. You come into the season with the blueprint, and you have all types of protections and ways you can do things, and how and when to use them with each group is always something you learn as the season goes on. So we're getting a better grip on those types of things, but we still got to get better with our getting back in transition. It's going to be a big challenge for us tonight. Our defensive rebounding and all those types of things. But I also think being healthy offensively, having Brad in the mix and getting comfortable putting the ball in the basket more helps us set our defense.
So shout out to – go ahead.
No, you gotta love the defensive, intensity that they're starting to bring to the table every single night. Like Flex said, it's one of those things where, at the beginning of the season, we were starting off games strong, but not finishing them so well. The defense has helped keep them in a lot of these games. And just like the other night against Dallas, we heard the live mic and Frank talking about, hey, just stay with it. Don't let this get out of hand. And the way they were able to get back into that game was defensively, creating some turnovers, forcing some missed shots. You knew that Dallas was going to come back to the mean. You were just waiting for that to happen. And once that happened, the Suns took advantage, cut that 16, 17-point lead down to 1 by half, and then they tied it going into the third quarter. So the defense is what's setting the table. The defense is what's going to be the consistent part for you, because every coach in the world will tell you, offense will come and go, but defense, you can control that 100% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. Go ahead, Espo.
I was just to say, I like that Frank isn't comfortable with where they're at either. Even though they've improved, he's still looking at, okay, what other additional steps can we take to make this defense better? And if they continue to progress, we could be looking at a team with a top 10 rated offense and a top 15 rated defense, like we were saying early in the year, that they need to make this happen. So we're getting closer to that with the big three. And some of us thought, myself primarily, that Brad Beal isn't going to be that big of a difference on defense, but his tenacity, his willingness to try to play that, along with Grayson Allen's willingness, even though sometimes he's given up height or athleticism, the willingness to go out there and do the little things has been so imperative for them to figure out how to play defensively lately.
Brayon Catano, man, stop talking about my shades. It's superstition. I'm superstitious, so I'm just throwing the shades on because of that. We're on a win streak. But anyway,
Yeah, you keep it rolling.
Yeah, but as far as defense, I you got to give Frank credit, man. You have to. Like, he's been fantastic at making adjustments, especially second half adjustments. And I'm looking at this Phoenix Suns basketball team, and it's like a prize fighter. It's like a guy that goes in there, you know, you go into a fight, there's two very good styles, and they fill each other out for 3-4 rounds. And the Suns are starting to show that. It's almost like they come out in that first quarter and they fill you out, see what you're doing. And then they go at halftime, talk about it, and then they come in, boom, shut you down. And so I love that about it. And you got to give Frank credit for being able to do that. He's making wise adjustments, in-game adjustments, something that we love about Ty Lue, that I think he's the best in the world at. Ty Lue is the best coach in basketball at making in-game adjustments. Frank has shown me something I didn't know he can do. I didn't know he had that in his bag as far as analyzing a basketball game and being able to adjust to it, especially when he got all his weapons.
Well, can I add one more thing too?
Yeah.
I know Espo had a couple players that were playing at a higher level. We also got mentioned KD. KD's defense has been off the charts. He has taken every little bit of ownership on one-on-one assignments, and he's done a very, very, very good job. And I think, honestly, hey, listen, when your superstars are leading by example, you have no choice but to get on board, or you got to get out. And I think, with the trade deadline coming up near, KD, increasing his intensity on the defensive side of things, Devin and Beal joining the fray as well. Like, the cream is starting to rise. And if you're not going to be a part of that, then you got to go somewhere else, and they're going to find you another place to go here soon. So everybody knows that. Everybody's trying to step up. You see KBD has had some good games of late. You know what I mean? Like, guys are starting to get their moments, and they're trying to take advantage of that. Eubanks and so on. So you hope that continues. I expect it to continue because there's a lot on the line for these guys. Either they're going to be part of a hopeful championship run or at least a deep run in the playoffs, or they're going to be in Charlotte or Portland or whatever city just looking up like, damn, I had it all right there and I let it all go.
One last thing. You mentioned a bunch of guys. I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Josh Okogie. He's not making shots, and he's not taking the three like we want. But damn, man, I went back and looked at that tape, man. He was working. He was working on Luka. And it looks like he got very comfortable after a couple of possessions and a couple quarters under his belt. Luka looked like an entirely different dude, and Josh looked comfortable. So Josh is a big part of it. If that three ball could ever come around, geez, Louise, boy.
I know. I wish. He did make one, but, on a consistent basis, it would be nice. We did get a super chat from Submerged Suns fan. They said, Flex, I got my Suns starter jacket on for this game, brother. We want another win. And also said, I appreciate those stories at the takeover party, by the way. Let's go.
Let's go, man. I love it. I love it. Get that jacket. I want that jacket, by the way, man. Like, don't leave that around at a takeover. It's coming with me.
We do have another takeover coming up, you guys, on February 14th. You can get your tickets over at gophnx.com. They are an absolute blast. Trust me, this is one that you don't want to miss out on. So we know what Submerged Suns fan is wearing tonight, but Espo, what are the guys wearing tonight?
We get the purple, or actually we're going statement edition tonight. That's right. The black with the ombre numbers. Love it. And then the statement edition for Indiana, which I actually like. It's a little bit of a throwback to the 90s look with the yellow for the Pacers rather than the old blue and white that they used to rock with.
Yeah. Who you guys got and by how much?
I got the Suns by 2 because, it's a road game. You don't know how these things are going to go. I expect them to win by more than that, but I'm hedging my bets and just saying 2.
Yeah, I went the same. I feel too, Halliburton not being there, could push that, but it's 2 for me.
Me being humble, I like the Suns by 5. No, I'm serious. I'm being humble. I like the Suns by 5, but my heart is telling me this could be a runaway. I don't know why. I'm just saying I think they can run away with this one.
I mean, I like where your head's at there, Flex. I'm not mad at it. I have the Suns by 4. I don't think it'll be super close necessarily, but I don't think they're going to be like what Robert thinks and Suns by 14. But Espo, what do our friends at the BetMGM Sportsbook app think about this one?
Yeah, they have it at 4.5 favorite for the Suns, despite Indiana being at home. So they like the Suns tonight.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
You all right over there, Saul? What you was at the club all night?
No, man, I'm just,
Don't tell Espo was at the club all night, though. He ain't invited you.
Well, it's just those Friday afternoon games. They'll get you sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what are you putting your money on?
Saul falling asleep before halftime. That's what I got.
Probably true. I took an Espo special tonight. I got 3 3-pointers in the first 3 minutes at a plus 225. I'm going a little, I'm taking it nice and easy tonight. I think this is an easy hit.
Okay. All right, so hold on. The Suns have to hit 3 threes.
No,
in the first?
just 3 threes total. Yep.
What? That's stealing money. I think that's easy.
It didn't happen last time. Espo.
It didn't happen last time.
That's interesting. Okay, what are you doing, Espo, with your 1,000+ ass?
Oh, look at this. Booker, first basket, 3-pointer for plus 2,500. It's time to put you all to bed. That's what it is. This
Yeah.
He's just going to take big swings now. Yeah. And if he hits these, then he's just going to extend that lead. But if he continues to take them and miss them, obviously it just drops down further and further. So
yeah, I like the strategy there, Esposito. I like it. I like what you're doing there, man. I call you by your full name when you're showing some you doing some shit right now. Here's the thing.
Showing some cojones. Just say it. All right.
Some cojones. Yeah. I'm going with the Suns winning night. I'm going with that under we talked about, 243.5. I think the Suns keep them down. And then my big 3 to all punch in 20. That's what I need. I need that for plus 575.
All right, not too bad. To be honest with you, I don't remember what I went with tonight. I think it was the first field goal bucket. Yes. Okay. So it's Devin Booker.
Oh no.
The first
both of y'all could
win. Man.
Plus 3.
This ain't a good omen, man.
No, that's not.
Flex, we might be in trouble, man. I feel like Devin Booker's gonna hit this damn 3, and I'm gonna lose my shit.
I'm hopeful it's a 2 and not a 3. We'll go with that.
Book hits a 3. If Book hits a 3 and they both win to start the game. Yeah, I might be selling the squad.
Espo's way more.
I'm selling the team. I'm selling the team. I ain't running this team anymore.
Espo's is plus 3,500. That's insane.
It's crazy.
Listen, if you guys want to get in on the action, if you're feeling good about booking the first field goal, sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app right now, and make sure you sign up using that bonus code PHNX, because when you use that bonus code, all you have to do is place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $5. And you're going to receive $158 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Damon talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 Nevada. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Kansas, Nevada, New York, or Ontario.
We also got a super chat.
Ontario.
Sorry, Espo. My bad. I totally forgot about your thing. That's on me. I got you next time. But we also got a super chat from Frank Vogel himself joining us in the pregame show before he takes on the Pacers. Said, going for 8 straight tonight.
He actually gave us 2 super chats. One of them didn't have any name to it. But
thanks, Frank Vogel. We appreciate you being here.
Got that Wildwood money.
Sorry about all the things we said about you a long time ago.
I need to know if that is the same Frank that's on Twitter as well, or if we have multiple imposter Frank Vogel.
No, I think it is. It's the same. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Can I borrow the beach house in Wildwood when I go on March, Frank?
There you go.
I know it's
all right, guys.
Man, I feel sick to my stomach, man. I feel like fucking Flex. I feel like Espo's gonna hit this bet, man. I'm gonna be salty as shit.
I'm with you, dog. I'm with you.
Espo, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna hit this bet. I just feel it. I feel it.
Lord,
as soon as I saw it, I was just like, damn, that's gonna
Bookman, stop with the reverse jinx bullshit. All right,
I
don't want
I truly feel. I'm not into those reverse jinx bullshits. I'm telling you how I feel.
I'm with him. I feel like you nailing this, and he's coming off the heater. They're gonna run the
I
first play for
know.
him.
Yep.
Shit,
If that's
you
what wins,
damn
we're in trouble.
Esposito.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, let's go watch this game so we can find out if Espo wins or loses. Thank you all for joining us for the pregame show. Don't forget to meet us right back here for the postgame show after the game wraps up. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.